there, my name is Megan and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm going to be discussing my October TBR, but before we go ahead and get on into the books, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, as well as giving this video a like to throw my channel a little bit of support. The first book I plan on reading in the month of October is Immortality, a Love Story by Dana Schwartz. This is the sequel to Anatomy, a Love Story, which I finished a couple of weeks ago. In this second installment, we are following Hazel Sendent, who is taking it upon herself to become a self-taught surgeon, and unfortunately, treating a patient led to her arrest. And Hazel finds herself in kind of a predicament, but she ends up being requested as a personal physician by Princess Charlotte, who is the daughter of King George, to help her deal with a medical issue. So Hazel finds herself taken out of prison and into the literal royal court, where she ends up learning about a secretive, enigmatic social club known as the Companions of Death. I really enjoyed Anatomy, a Love Story. I thought it was fun, super cute read for the Halloween season. I am currently already reading this, and I'm about on page 65, so hopefully I can finish it very soon. Next, we have Tide of Black Steel by Anthony Ryan. This is the first book in a new series by him, and I have started this already. I'm currently on page 56, and what I didn't realize going into this is that this story takes place in the same world as his Covenant of Steel story. So I was reading this, and then I started like seeing names that I recognized. I was like, oh crap, this is like a spinoff or part of the world of the Covenant of Steel. And it takes place several decades after the events of the last book, The Traitor. But in this world, we are following a whole new set of characters, and we are following a land known as Carlia, which is ruled by the Sister Queens, and no one has ever questioned their rule, but something or someone is rising up to question their authority and question their rule. As of right now, we are following a whole bunch of different characters. I'm still sitting in the exposition of the story, and I'm still struggling to get my bearings in this world, to be honest. But one of the main characters we seem to be following is Thera, and she is a black spear, so she works for the Sister Queens. She is loyal to them, and she's kind of like their mercenary or their law enforcer, and everyone is kind of scared of her. And then we are following her brother, who just picked up a spy who was supposed to be delivering something of import to the Sister Queens. So like I said, I'm still in the exposition. I still really am struggling to grasp exactly where the plot in this is going, but I do plan on finishing it. I love Anthony Ryan, and stay tuned for my review when I do finally get it done. Next is a book that I had on my September TBR and just did not get to, and that is Crowfall by Ed McDonald. I finished Ravencry not that long ago, really enjoyed it, and I'm very excited to get into the sequel and to finally finish this series. I do have this book on audio, so I will definitely be reading and audiobook listening. But in this book, in this series, the Ravensmark series, we are following a man named Rahul Harrow. He is a captain of the Black Wing, and he is also informally serving a sorcerer who may or may not have his best interest at heart. The only thing this sorcerer is concerned with is defeating and keeping the Deep Kings at bay, which is the antagonist in this book. In the end of Ravencry, we did see Ryholt have to go into the misery, and unfortunately some things happened to him inside the misery there. He was able to defeat the antagonist, but he also learned that the love of his life that he lost in book 1 is technically still alive in this alternate type realm, and he is hell-bent on going to save her. So I'm excited to see where Ed McDonald goes with this final installment, because I've really enjoyed the first 2 books thus far. Next, I would love to get to The Island of Dr. Moreau by H.G. Wells. I think that this book would fit perfectly into the October season, and I have read War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, and The Invisible Man by H.G. Wells, and I have loved every single one. In this book, we are following a main character named Edward, and he finds himself shipwrecked on this remote island in the Pacific that is lorded over by Dr. Moreau. And he starts to learn of the strange, dark things that are occurring on this island under the rulership of Dr. Moreau. And I kind of have an idea of kind of the things that Dr. Moreau is doing. I think it has to do with combining species or creating new species. This book was written in the 1800s, so it's probably predating like genetic manipulation, but if we were to kind of put this in a today's setting, I feel like that would be something that he would be trying to do, like cloning or combining species or changing genetics or messing with DNA or all of that, but just taken back into the 1800s. I'm very excited because I feel like H.G. Wells, at least from all the books that I've read by him, was incredibly forward-thinking, and some of the ideas that he presented in his books, you know, over 100 years ago came to fruition in today's world. So I'm just really excited to delve back into this and kind of see where his foresight is. Next, I have Phantasma by Kylie Smith. This is a romantic fantasy and one that, once again, I feel like would fit perfect in the fall season, and I'm super excited for. In this book, we are following a girl named Ophelia, and one day she finds her mother brutally murdered. She finds that after her mother's murder, she has become the heir of her family's dark magic, as well as her family's estate, which is encumbered by debt. What makes the matters worse is that Ophelia learns that her sister has entered this competition known as Phantasma to help her family's situation, and rarely do the competitors of this competition come out alive, but the one that does is granted a single wish, which is why Ophelia's sister decided to enter it. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to enter Phantasma and win. Phantasma takes place at this cursed manor that is filled with twisted corridors, dark hallways, and lavish ballrooms occupied by every deep, dark, demonic thing you can think of. When a mysterious stranger offers Ophelia help, she finds that she has no choice to accept, and a romance does bloom between the two of them. Ophelia doesn't know if she can trust this stranger, if she can trust Phantasma, exactly what's going to happen, but with her sister's life on the line, she really can't afford to turn him away. I'm very excited for this book. It seems like loads of fun and very atmospheric. And lastly, I may or may not get to this book, but I wanted to pick up another Robin Cook book, and that is Outbreak. This is one of his older books. This was written in 1987, so definitely one of his older works. And I have only read one Robin Cook book. I read Nano a couple of years ago, and I really disliked it, highly disliked it. But I had a lot of people tell me that that is definitely not his best work, and I do want to give him another try. I know that my library has a lot of his books on audio, so I should have no problem getting through this one. But as the title suggests, this book is about a viral outbreak that sweeps across the globe, and there is a character named Marissa, I believe it's Marissa, that uncovers the dark secret behind this viral outbreak. That is really all I know about it. It seems like a pretty straightforward plot, one that we have seen played out in movies and TV shows and other books many, many times. But because Robin Cook is known as being like such a father of medical horror and medical thriller, I thought I would give it a go. Okay, you guys, that is it for my October TBR. Let me know in the comments what books you plan on reading in the month of October, or if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and I will see you all in another video soon. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.